Hello everyone, very good afternoon. Hope you all are doing well. In today's class, today's video, we are going to deal with types of control. Previously, in the previous class, previous video, we have dealt with the exactly what to control. In that, we discussed about critical point control and control exception. Now, in furtherance, we will deal today types of control. So, as on your screen, you can see that there are three types of control. One is historical or feedback control. Another is concurrent control. It is also called real-time control or steering control. And the third one is predictive or feed-forward control. So starting with feedback control. So that is, it's all about, in all physical or biological systems, some messages is transmitted in the form of mechanical transfer of energy, a chemical reaction, or any other means which is known as cybernetics. In social system also, some information is sent back to exercise control. Any good managerial system controls itself by information feedback, which discloses errors in accomplishing goals and initiate corrective actions. Feedback is the process of adjusting future actions based upon information and past performance. Though feedback is after the fact, it is vital to control process. Sometimes input variables are immeasurable, example the values of employee being to the job, or are not detected at the feed forward control point. Feedback is necessary in any continuous activity as it enables to take corrective action, which is essential for the accomplishment of goals of the system. Feedback control, just to explain in a very simple process, let's go back to planning process. In planning process, the first step in planning process starts with analysis of opportunity, that whether there is opportunity or not, then establishing the objective, then premises, then on so on and so forth. And the last process of planning is reviewing, that is whether the plan is going exactly as per the norms, as per the design format or not. So in furtherance to the reviewing the plan, the last process of the planning process, the feedback control, that once the plan has been made, the chalked out, now we have implemented the plan. Now we are in the course of doing the job. Now the job has started, the work has started. During the course of work, again going back to the planning, that we have made the planning today about the future. It means something must have got left, some deficiency must have been there. It's quite natural, it's human effort. So just to that deficiency, and then very flexible and keeping the provision that some addition, some subtraction, some variance can be done. So this planning is very flexible. It's the feature and the nature all about. So feedback control is that once the job is being done, कोई भी काम को अगर हम कर रहे हैं, now during the course of the work, we notice certain problems come, certain challenges comes, because the time is dynamic, the environment is dynamic, it keeps on changing, that humans are not able to calculate very accurately. Now feedback is all about that if some problem has come, then the process is that the person involved in implementing the plan, doing the job, that particular job, he will give the feedback about ongoing process, that this is the current situation, this is the current all the measurement and all, and if any problem, then if any problem occurs, any deficiency occurs, any deviation occurs, then he reports that this particular deviation is the reason of the deviations, that this particular deviation is being occurred. Now kindly tell me the solution. Then after that, the top management or the supporting team involved, it gives the solution. Now from this we can calculate that it's a time taking process, that once we are doing the job, and the next way we are reporting it that certain problem has come, and then the solution is coming after some time. So it's a time taking process, but still there are certain processes. It's a very continuous process. So feedback control is appropriate in that process. Of course it is time taking, but still it is the requirement of the time. It depends on the system, about the process, be it anything. The concept of feedback is important to the development of an effective control in any organization. Feedback is very important. We have to report, and that feedback should be on a real-time data, that minute to minute everything should be reported very properly, so that corrective actions can be done and within the stipulated norms of costing and time. within the stipulated, I am repeating, the stipulated norms of costing and time, the work can be done and we can achieve the target, the objective, the goal, so on and so forth. So the concept of the feedback is important to the development of an effective control in any organization. This is also known as post control, which refers to gathering information about completed activity to evaluate information and to take corrective action to improve similar activity in future. So that is, it's all about following the objective, following the goal, that within the stipulated norms, time and cost, the work has to be done. So proper feedback and corrective action, corrective measures are supposed to be done and taken very appropriately and on time, so that things can be done very properly. So this feedback control. Now the second one, as on the screen you can see that it is concurrent control. Concurrent, as from the name itself, it's a real time. This is a real time, the synonyms we talk about. So it's all about, it is also known as real time or steering control. It is concerned with the adjustment of performance before any major damage is done. For instance, the navigator of a ship adjusts its movement cautiously on the drive, or the driver of a car adjusts the steering continuously depending upon the direction of destination, obstacles and other factors. In a factory, control chart is an example of concurrent control. Concurrent control occurs while an activity is still taking place. Now just take the example that it is slightly different from feedback control. Feedback control is all about that once we have given the feedback that certain problem has come, now the solution will come after the feedback. Now in this concurrent control, it is all about real time, that real time data transfer we talk about. Just as if I am speaking, if I give a call to my friend, now whatever I am speaking it's a voice data. At the same particular time, my the person on the other side of the phone, who is receiving the call, he is listening on the same time. So in the same particular fashion, concurrent control says that we know that depreciation or wear and tear of the machinery on any problem, it is the feature that if we will work, mistakes will happen. If the machine will work, wear and tear will happen and depreciation will also happen. So now based on the experience that we are able to calculate, of course with the observation, with all the tools and all, that certain problem arises and that problem are the features. It is a feature, it is the characteristic that it will depreciate. Now if certain problem has come on that particular, we are supposed to make the arrangement of all the if I'm talking about the machine, we are supposed to carry this all the spare parts, that if any part is not functioning properly, we can change that spare part on that very point and all. It's not that a spare part has gone damaged and now we will report that a certain damage has been done and then in the second phase after some time that part is coming and replacement is been done. No, it's all about the inventory of the spare parts. All the supporting tools are supposed to be maintained very properly, so that on that very particular time, on that particular, because on your screen it is very clearly written in your textbook that it is real time. On that very time, the correction can be done and the correction can happen or correction should happen. So just coming rewind. So it's all about it's all about the travel of the time. I'm talking that previously the standard was feedback control. Now it is the concurrent control. It is the new standard. The standard has been revised that on very particular time you are supposed to do the correction and all. And the last one is feed forward control. Now this is something futuristic approach. This is something very futuristic approach. Now we started with feedback control. So during when we practice this process of feedback control, we gather some experience, information, and after that we shifted to concurrent control. In this control, we were able to locate, we were able to forecast that this particular problem will come definitely because of the previous experience and all. So we made the arrangement, we made all the arrangement of the supporting tools, supporting adjustment, everything, so that on that very time the correction can be done. Now the third one is feed forward control. Now this is futuristic approach. As on the screen you can see, feed forward control involves evaluation of inputs. Very clearly it is written, it is evaluating the inputs, all the machinery involved, all the equipment involved, be it anything, all the factors involved in the production, in any work, in any economic activity I'm talking about. So all the inputs are evaluated very minutely and very properly. Feed forward follows the simple principle that an organization is not stronger than its weakest link. For instance, if a machine is not functioning properly, the operator will look for certain critical components to see whether they are working well or not. The same logic applies to feed forward control. It is essential to determine and monitor the critical inputs into any operating system. Preventive maintenance program is an important example of feed forward control. It employed to prevent a breakdown in machinery. Another example of feed forward control is formulation of policies to prevent critical problems from occurring. For instance, a policy on absenteeism may be communicated to new employees to help and prevent potential problems created by absenteeism. Fine. Now, it's just based on the past experience. Now we are able to locate, identify, detect, diagnose that what all problems are the feature of the system. It is the characteristics that some new challenge, some new variation will occur. So as we discussed, that if you talk about a machine, so if machine is in operation, it is operated, so the feature, the characteristics of the machine is that it will depreciate. Now in this, the man behind the machine, the operator, the manager, the department, they are able to locate that which all components depreciate faster or it depreciates at a high speed. So now if all those components, all those parts in that machine, if we are doing the servicing and taking extra precaution of, it can be anything, it can be greasing, it can be putting extra effort and all, it can be adding some more component so that the depreciation rate declines. The machine depreciates at a lesser speed. Then in this case, what will happen, that we will be able to perform the job without any bottleneck, that there will be no wear and tear of machine, because we have taken the extra precaution that these all parts depreciate faster. So taking extra care of those components, that is again mentioning the point of critical point control, that is identifying the critical points in a machine, that these are the points where the deviation can happen. So now taking extra care before the job starts, we have done the servicing of the machine, everything and all in the past before starting the job. So this is all about feed forward control. So feed forward control is futuristic in nature, that I know very much that this damage can be done. Now if just like we are driving a bike, we have to travel a distance, say 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers. Now we know that the machine can break down. Okay, it's all about those. We can go for proper servicing of the bike, so that the certain amount, the goal of covering that certain quantity, distance kilometer, it can be completed, and after that then the depreciation will happen. That is, we have taken the extra care of the machines, all the critical points, and then once the job is up, the goal is achieved, then the depreciation starts. Till the time of performing the job, there will be no discrepancy, there will be no deficit, and there will be no breakdown of the machinery. So these were the types of control, how to control all the things and all. In the next class, we will deal with prerequisites of an effective control. Hope you all will like the video. Do subscribe. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe.
Marvelous.